Welcome, lovely Taurus, to your general timeless reading. I will begin your reading with interpretation of information that came through during clairvoyance. I also will be scrying the crystals and the turban seashell. I do have symbolic cards and oracle cards that I will be pulling as divinely led. And then I do have some charms for you at the end if Spirit does guide me to those for you. Okay, let's go ahead and roll, lovely Taurus, and see what Spirit has in store. Holy Spirit, Holy Divine, all who are with me in the highest divine realms of love and truth, I ask that you please give me clear understanding, clear communication, and interpretation skills to bring forth the most loving, truthful information that Taurus needs to know most. Thank you, Spirit. Okay, so let's go ahead and start with what I saw. I see like video clips, is what I call them. They're kind of like shorts that are usually around 5 to 10 seconds long. And what I saw was I saw this huge snake coming behind you, Taurus. You were coming through as a beaver, okay? And this huge snake was coming up from behind without you being aware that it was coming to eat you, okay? It had its mouth open really wide, ready to swallow you. Now, here's the thing. You have one eye. So that's telling me you're not seeing something clearly. And you're showing your two front beaver teeth, okay? That's telling me throat chakra communication. Now, so there's something going on here that you're not going to see clearly. It's going to depend on your timeline. So as to when this is going to take effect. But if you're watching this now, this could be something you're already in the energy of, or you're getting ready to step into the energy, regardless of when you see this from the time that it's posted. So the thing is, you are concentrating on, there's another small beaver down here. It also has one eye. It's not seeing something clearly. It has extra large ears that are upright. That's telling me that there's something that this person is overhearing, and you can see there is a baby snake that is actually whispering something in this beaver's ear. So I feel like it's a situation like this. Someone's telling something to someone. There's some kind of gossip going on here, okay? But I feel like we all know the game. If we get 10 people in a row and we start off with the first person, we say a sentence, we whisper it to the next. By the time it gets to the last person, it's a completely different meaning, right? So I feel like that's what's happening here. There's a lot of confusion over not knowing the whole truth in a matter, okay? But I feel like it's on purpose. Okay, I really do, because of this big snake. Because this snake is giant in this situation, I literally drew some eyebrows on the snake to let you see it's more of like a hateful demeanor. Okay, this snake is up to something, and because it's coming at you from behind, that's telling me it's being very deceptive. Okay, it's not a situation of someone coming to you and expressing something. It's someone trying to knock you off your game, okay, some way, somehow. So just for an example, let's say this has to do with a workplace environment. Okay, so let's say that this is a coworker, and Taurus, we know you're an earth sign. You're a very, very hard worker, right? You love to build. And that can cause jealousy within a workplace. It could be situations of where you're thought of highly. Even if it may not be spoken to you per se by management, but you are still thought of highly. You're that dependable person. They know you're going to do your job well. Okay. That makes other people notice you too. People who may cut corners, people who may not take their job seriously, people who may call in all the time, and you're faithful Taurus, right? But however this will resonate for you in your life, there's definitely someone who is very jealous of you or getting ready to be very jealous of you. Okay. You're not going to see this coming because you're just doing what Taurus does. You build. Okay. You're credible and you're just being you. This person, um, because they're big like this in this situation, is telling me they could also be have like a very controlling or manipulative type mannerism about them. And I also feel like what's going on here is because you are looking at the smaller, some of you, this isn't going to be for everyone, but some of you could be a parent, a grandparent, or you could be, let's say, you're a supervisor at a job, or you're some kind of team leader, or some kind of entrepreneur, or something like that. Okay, where you would have other people that would be going down the totem pole. Okay, so let's say you're a supervisor in this example, um, and it's like there's someone on down the line that this person has told. So this could be someone who's also in management or in a high level position where you are, or because it's larger than you, could even be a higher up position. Okay. And so they have on purpose spread some kind of rumor here to this person, to this snake. Okay. Someone that is within their energy that they converse with. Now, and there's some kind of, I'll just say it this way, some type of setup, okay, to tell this person because they know this person cannot keep a secret and they know this person will run and tell the next person and the next person, you see? And by the time the information gets back to you, because this person's showing their teeth too. So we're talking about a lot of communication going on here, but there's only one eye. So it's like there's no one's getting the truth. Even this snake has one eye. Okay. So the only person with two eyes is the one that is the instigator. The one that sees things clearly is the one that has set this out, this intention out towards you. Okay. But it's kind of like starting it in a roundabout way to where it really won't come back to this person. Okay. And so it's kind of like this person telling this person that's close to them, hey, did you hear about so and so? Okay. So, and knowing that they're not telling the truth or they're distorting something, this person, they know they can't keep a secret. So this person doesn't have all the information, one eye, right? This person tells this person that is connected to you. So again, that could be workplace environment, could be family, could be friendships, something like that. But so this person gets information. This person has one eye, has the teeth. This person goes and tells someone else on down the line. It gets back to you, and you're not getting the full information here. So then here's the issue. It's going to be vital that you be careful how you communicate. You want to be in that calm, positive, upright King of Cups energy. You want to be in that energy of no matter what's going on around you, that you stay focused, that you find the truth. Okay. And I'll tell you why. Normally, I would say stand firm, stand up for yourself, all of this. Okay. Yes, but you have to be careful because what I'm getting here is I'm going to give you the best example I can, but you'll have to use that how it's going to be in your situation. Okay. It's kind of like you have to be in a positive way. You have to beat the manipulator by being a positive manipulator. And let me explain what that means. So it's like, let's say this person is a coworker. They're jealous, right? Like we already said. You get called into the office over being accused for something that you did not do, or the situation was distorted from the truth. So let's say, sorry, hang on just a second. So let's say, hold on just a second, guys. Sorry. Okay. So Pookie, come here. Pookie, it's okay. So let's say that that supervisor tells you, okay, I'm going to have to write you up because you were involved. The information came to me by so and so that they saw you not performing your job duties the way you were supposed to do. And so instead of in that moment, allowing your emotions to be all over the place, instead of allowing your temper to flare, Spirit's saying that this situation in particular is going to be very vital for you to stay calm, to, yes, speak your truth, keep it calm, don't allow anxiety to kick in, okay? Just keep it calm and explain your truth, communication, right? And what will happen is, if you keep it calm, if you pay close attention to how you react to this situation, for example, this person would be the one that would get written up or let go, and you would get you would get to stay. You wouldn't get in trouble. The situation would be worked out in your favor. Okay, you would be walking out of the office smiling. This person may be walking out of the whatever it is and never be allowed to come back. You see what I'm saying? So, but now if you're in there in the office and you're just like flaring with your temper and you're like, well, I can't believe so and so said that about me, and just really going off, that's going to leave a certain impression on that supervisor. Again, this isn't going to this is only an example, okay? So you have to take it how this is going to play out in your actual life. But we're going to go on to the crystals and see what else Spirit has to say about this. Okay, Spirit, Holy Divine, where would you like for me to go, please? Tell me more. Tell me more about the situation here. Thank you. Okay. Okay. I love this. So this is basically confirming what I just said. So I'm seeing I want to say a good balance of masculine and feminine energy within a person. I'm seeing what's appearing as an older, or let's just say an elder, okay? But an older person coming through is like an elder, someone very balanced, very wise, okay? This person could be, for an example, that supervisor, okay, that we were just talking about, that called you into the office, okay, or will call you. So I'm seeing that person in a masculine energy, a masculine body, but this person's coming up to you in the more feminine energy, hugging you, like smiling, both eyes open, seeing the situation clearly, letting you know everything's okay. Okay, you're not in trouble. You're not being at fault for something. I'm seeing you coming through as a little child, a little girl in particular, but that doesn't matter. You're coming through as a little child. That's telling me in this situation, innocence, purity, okay, that you are not at fault in this situation, okay, and you are smiling. And this person, whomever they are to you, parent, grandparent, whatever, they're going to see you were not at fault. They're going to see the innocence on your side of things. And also, you were holding a stuffed animal. So that's telling me that you will have your security. Okay. If you feel like you're about to lose your security, or whatever that is, whether it's finances, whether it's being accused of something. Some of you may be having some type of legal battle. Whatever this is, as long as you keep your cool and use the lies that are coming against you. Remember, that person's manipulating. Okay. Just like, sorry if an attorney's watching, but I'm just speaking truth. Attorneys know how to manipulate, right? To get their point across. Okay. So what you would have to do if you're in a legal case is to manipulate by speaking the truth. And what I mean by manipulate is just strictly watching your reactions, okay? Not be going crazy. Because you're definitely going to be seen by someone in authority, okay? And it's going to matter. And as long as you keep your cool, you are going to come out smiling, okay? You're going to come out with that security. Okay, whether it's keeping a job, the court case coming out in your favor, or at least coming out in a manner that you're going to be smiling about. Whatever this could be for you, it's going to turn out good. Okay, you're going to be happy. Okay. I'm going to leave that there. Let's go ahead and go to the symbolic cards. Now, also, I do recommend, because that you did come through, Taurus, as a beaver, that is your spirit animal for this situation. So no matter when you watch this, you need to go ahead and research the spiritual meaning of the beaver. Take the positive meanings from the beaver, because every spirit animal, everything, has duality. All animal meanings, they have positive and negative. But for this situation, you need to look at all the positive meanings of the beaver. You need to feel what resonates for you in your situation about this and take on that role, okay, of the beaver in this situation. Now, a beaver for me spiritually, that is symbolic for a builder, and we already established that. You're an earth sign, Taurus. You are a huge builder. You love to build. Beavers are also very big on communication within their families as they build. Okay, so we had a lot of communication going on there in the clairvoyant video clip, right? Okay, so then also it's symbolic for close loved ones, family, friends, those that you really prize close to your heart. Okay, so I really feel like Spirit's telling you not to allow other people, places, or situations to make you lose your focus, because remember, you were looking and focused at what was being said about you, and that snake came up from behind and caught you off guard. Spirit's wanting you to stay focused, okay, on your path. Don't worry about what anybody else is saying about you. Stay focused. Keep moving forward, okay? All right. And reach out if you feel like, you have to talk to someone. Reach out to those you can trust, because that is the meaning of the beaver, those that are close to you, family, close loved ones, all of that. Spirit Divine, Holy Divine, please give me the top two cards for Taurus. Please give me the top two cards for Taurus. Please tell me when to stop. Please tell me when to stop. Thank you. Okay, thank you. I just heard top and bottom. So we have time for transformation. Very nice. And we'll take one from the bottom as instructed. Taurus. You need to rest. Okay, you need to make sure that if you're not getting good rest and relaxation, that you take time for that. When I made this card, I meant for it to mean this. If you try to sit on this, you're going to get springs that are popping up everywhere, right? You're not going to be able to rest, period. A couch is symbolic for rest, putting your feet up, okay? Taking a load off your body, right? Sitting, relaxing. And it's like there's just no possible way, okay? And the Spirit's wanting you to transform this. Time for transformation. So transform this couch into one that is solid. Okay. So, in other words, transform your schedule. Do whatever you can do, even if it's 5 minutes. Okay. And you can sit down and put your feet up, clear your mind, and just relax. Okay. Because Spirit's saying, whatever this is that's coming, it's going to take a lot of energy from you. And you need to make sure that you have enough energy to be able to put your full effort into it. You want to be able to think clearly, okay, about this, because when we're really tired, we're ran down, right? If we are in like kind of like a robot mode where we just keep going and going and going, at some point it's almost like our mind partially shuts down, and if a situation happens, we can't think clearly. And Spirit's saying you're going to really need to think clearly about this situation. So instead of waiting until the situation gets here, go ahead and get in a habit now. And every time that you can take a break, every time that you can rest, meditate, ground, do so. Okay. And that's going to help you greatly with whatever situation that this is. Okay. Oh, Spirit already told me this deck. That was fast, Spirit. That was a huge jolt of energy. What would you like to tell Taurus, please? What would you like to tell Taurus? Okay, thank you. This one flipped over. I do not read in reverse for oracle cards, okay? Unless Spirit tells me. Nature therapy, grounded. I cannot make this up. Okay. Your soul excuse me. Your soul loves to connect and be one with nature. A beautiful healing takes place when you ground and center yourself with the earth. Being in nature has a way to restore what has been lost and brings you back to your center. So, yeah, again, it's just Spirit clarifying what I said here. This is going to be very vital for you to rest, relax, make sure you're recharged every moment that you can, okay? Because when this situation comes in, guys, I'm being serious. This is a warning from Spirit, trying to prepare you, to get ready for this. But you're going to need that. You're going to need to be grounded and rested so you'll have that mental clarity. That's the main thing. Okay. All right. Anything else from the here? Thank you. Okay. And this one said, you want me to use this one? Yes. A deeper world. Don't push or force your way through life. Finding balance, even in dark times, will open your heart to the depth of compassion in everyday moments. Yeah, see this again, and you have water here. This is about watching your emotions, okay? Watch your reactions, all right? Don't push or force. So when this situation comes head on with you, just remember, stay focused on what it is that you're wanting to create, or you've already started creating, whether it's business, whatever, hobby, stay focused. Don't allow yourself to just be forced into kind of like verbal altercation, like, saying, like I said earlier, like, I didn't do it. I didn't do it. I didn't do it. No. Spirit said, no, none of that. You have to stay calm in this situation. This situation is going to be a little trickier than normal. Okay. So Spirit's really trying to make sure that you're prepared. Okay. Anything else from the cards? Yes. Here. Thank you. Well, the cards are falling. Hold on just a moment. They're falling everywhere. Okay. What would you like? Thank you. All of these? Yes, yes, yes. Okay. Looks like we have 3. So I'll take this one first, maybe 4. Okay. Better boundaries. Communication. I cannot make this up. Here, there's the teeth. Okay. Creating boundaries requires self love and discipline. It's not about you shutting people out or being unkind. It is about you telling them you care enough about yourself to create boundaries that are for your highest good. Clear communication. Right there it is. It's needed to keep your boundaries intact. So this could also be a situation of setting clear boundaries of you don't want, you don't like if someone comes to you and says, well, so and so said this about you, where you're or so and so said this about your neighbor, where you're like, you know what, we're all this is my reply now. Okay. Um, we are all on our own journey. We each have lessons to learn and things to teach. I do not want to be a part of any type of gossip because gossiping is spell work. So I don't want any part of that. Not to mention, taking time out to gossip is distracting me from my purpose. So no, thank you. Okay, something like that. Maybe for some of you about boundaries. Okay, self care, balance. See, guys, I'm telling you, Spirit's saying this is going to be vital. Okay, taking time to replenish your mind, body, and soul is a must. Enjoy this time to reconnect and make yourself a priority. Ask yourself what is serving me and what is taking from me. Much can be revealed when you stop putting yourself at the bottom of the list. Yeah, very, very nice. Okay, betrayal revealed. Are you kidding me? Wow. Okay. The situation will reveal to you the intention behind it, whether it's you betraying yourself in some way or another person or situation. You are being asked to unmask the truth by removing any blinders, there's the eye that's missing, that hinder the clarity that is needed. Wow. Wow. Okay. That's all I can say. False narrative, discernment. Be mindful of the story you're telling yourself. Having a negative narrative is destructive and simply not true. Stop listening to your ego based story that is laced with falsehoods and old conditioning. For every negative thing you say, counteract that by saying 3 positive words. See the truth of who you are, which is wise, magnificent, and radiant. Yeah, and I feel like when you go through this situation, it is going to be extremely important not to allow this to affect how you see yourself. Because again, you know, there's some kind of communication here that some kind of betrayal that is it's not going to present your truth. But we all know we've all been there at some point when someone says something bad about us. It does, if we allow it, it does make us feel a certain way about ourselves. Like, if someone says, something about, like in my case, like your weight, right? Um and it's like, and it's an attempt to make you feel bad about yourself. So I had to learn how to love myself, work on myself, realize I'm not perfect, realize I have scars from lots of surgeries and an accident and all this stuff. But then I have to realize, looking in the mirror at myself and loving who I am, loving me, my scars, everything, right? And when I could get to that point, now I accept who I am, and also the things that I've been through, because when I see the scars, I see what an overcomer that I am, right? Because I left this world. So I see I'm still in this avatar, right? So that's something to not only be grateful for, but it's something that I can look at myself and I can be much kinder to myself. And I can say, you know what? Yeah, I may be overweight, but there's things that I can do now that I can walk. There's things that I can do now to solve that issue, right? So that I can be at my best. So we have to learn how to look at ourselves in a beautiful manner instead of, oh my gosh, this is wrong with me. And oh my gosh, this is wrong. And no, Spirit's saying, stop that. No, because honestly, it's my belief from what I was shown by the extraterrestrials. I'll do a show about it one day. But because I have it all drawn out and what happened in the date and everything. I'll do that one day soon. But I was shown how humans are made, how they are thought out before they're ever conceived, um, about their lives. Okay, what they're going to look like at certain times in their lives. Um, so since I was shown that, that's my belief. Okay, so I understand now because I was shown that this was something that I chose. Okay. And I understand now I'm a higher being, right? I'm a higher being that took on this avatar for this play because that's what it is, for spiritual growth, to teach others, to learn from others. Okay. Um, so when we can change our perspective about our personal mindset about ourselves, then it's like doors open up that are just beautiful. Because as long as we're guarding against, like if we go through bad relationships, right? And if we keep putting walls up, I don't want another relationship. And it's okay if you don't, okay? But I'm saying if you have walls up because you have not been able to release past hurt and traumas regarding relationships, then in those instances, it's real important for us to begin looking at ourselves and saying, okay, I'm going to start setting boundaries because trust me, I went through 53 years of cycles of abuse. Okay. I have just recently stopped all that in my life. Okay. I finally figured it out, but it took me that long. So I get it. Those of you that this is for, I totally get you. I'm not pointing fingers at all. Okay. But I know that I had to look at myself and say, okay, why was I allowing other people to treat me this way? What part of me was telling myself that I was not good enough? Why? Okay, so for one, I kept hearing that from other people in different ways. It was either you're not good enough, or it would be roundabout ways saying the same thing, but just saying it differently, right? Or actions that they took, right? So it's like when you start realizing, okay, what is my fault in this? And then, okay, I know I need to start standing up for myself more. I know I need to know my worth and start diving into when I look in that mirror every day and I look at myself and I see these scars, whether it's real scars, metaphorical scars, whatever. And I can start seeing the beauty within myself. And I can start realizing, hey, wait a minute. I'm a beautiful person inside and out. And these scars mean something. And they tell me how I have overcame situations that a lot of people could not have overcome. And that's what Spirit's asking you to do, Taurus, to be able to get to that point, if you're not already, and say, you know what? Yeah, I'm not perfect. I've made a lot of mistakes in my life. But now I'm starting to see I could look at myself and be honest with myself. And I understand how beautiful I am. I'm not focusing on imperfections as imperfections. I'm seeing them, that this is the avatar that I chose to be in when I came here. That was the spiritual self choosing your avatar you are in this moment, in order to overcome this, in order to have these feelings so that you could overcome it, okay, for spiritual growth. And it took me years to understand this, but Spirit teaches me things a lot of times in baby steps so that I will get it. We can't handle too much information at once, because then it doesn't stick, right? So it's taken me all this time, but I finally got it, and I finally know my self-worth. I don't just feel it, I know it. I understand it. And that's where Spirit wants you to be, to know it, to understand it, and know how beautiful and special you are, Taurus. Okay, let's go ahead and see what symbols that Spirit would like to give you. Okay, we have 2. And what do we have? Look at this. Look at this. Remember, I told you you were smiling and you were holding a stuffed animal, which means security, right? You have nothing to worry about in the situation. You're going to be smiling. You have a horseshoe, and inside it is a ladybug. You have double happy abundance here. Double. Okay? I'm telling you, as long as you do what we've talked about here, there you have nothing to fear. Okay? Look at this. You also have oh my God, you have a seahorse. Okay? Seahorses, they are known to mate for life. Seahorses, for me, they're a very peaceful, calm type of creature. They flow through the water, which is emotions, right? They flow through gracefully. And I feel like that's what Spirit's saying to you here. Just a reminder. Flow gracefully through that situation. Okay? Watch your emotions, and you've got this. Okay, I'm going to leave this here for you. And I've sending you so much love, happiness, and success, my friends. And always remember, Taurus, find your miracle in everything, because I promise you, if you look hard enough, you will find it. Much love.